Good morning, students. Here I am with a video for modals. They are auxiliary verbs and they are supposed to tell you the mood of the sentence, whether it is seeking permission or whether it's telling you about somebody's ability, possibility, advice, so on and so forth. So let's see what else can we derive by the use of modals. Look at these sentences. Okay, Brad, you can go out. Now, this is permission. Brad, you must go out of this room immediately. Now, see, you can go out to you must go out. The upper one becomes necessity. Okay, Lisa, you should go out. And that is advice. You see the use of should, must, and can. They represent different moods. Same speaker giving permission to go out, but with different approach. This is how modal changes. Now let us see how modal is used in above slide and why it is used. So we will be discussing the definition, the structure, and how to use it. Now the definition. A modal verb is a type of auxiliary verb that is used to indicate modality, that is likelihood, ability, permission, possibility, so on and so forth. Two of my friends can play guitar. Now can play guitar here can stands for ability. They have the ability to play guitar. Now let's see some words that are used as modal verbs. Can, could, may, might. See, can, its past tense is could. May, its past tense is might. Will, the past tense is would. Shall, the past tense is should. And ought to and must, they more or less mean the same, where ought to becomes obligatory and must means proper thing to do. In case of must, have to has also been used. So we will be discussing how differently they are used. Now subject is I, we, they, you, he, she, it. You can use any subject. The modal verb must, can, should, may, will. This is the modal, the auxiliary. It comes before the main verb, or it can be used alone as also. Well, the main verb, go, drink, eat, do. You can replace all the subjects. You can replace the modals. You can subject the main verb, and you can replace the complement. The sentences are still meaningful. Basically, with a modal, basic form or the infinitive of the main verb used after modal verbs. So two forms. You can use the infinitive form, that is to, verb added with to, that's the infinitive form of it, and or the simple basic form of the main verb is used. Now modal verbs. Modal verbs do not add s or es to the third person singular. Right? Like a third person singular, I go, you go, first person I go, second person you go, third person they, the third person she. The third person she goes. Es is added. Now so he can swim, swims is not used, right? S and es is not added. Now this simple form, the continuous form, the perfect form, and the perfect continuous form. Here are a few examples. I could work, he could work, it could work, they could work. Continuous form, it could be working, he could be working, it could be working, they could be working. The perfect form have is added in perfect form. Could have worked, right? And perfect continuous is again have is there, but the verb is in continuous tense, so it becomes working, the participle form. Modal verbs don't need auxiliaries to form negative and question, right? She should say, so we need not add any other auxiliary to make it negative. Should itself becomes negative by adding not. Modal verbs don't have infinitives or ing forms, right? You cannot use to can, or you cannot use canning. They don't have these infinitive forms or continuous forms or participle forms. Now let us see how to use modal verbs. Can. Let's see, for example, how to use can. In case of ability or possibility, can is used. In case of ability, can is definitely used. I can swim, I can sing, I can write 100 pages within an hour, or I can type 50 words per minute, so on and so forth. This is ability. But in case of possibility, it is theoretical possibility, not necessary. In theory, it's possible. Practically, it's not possible. For theoretical possibility, we use can. You can become the Prime Minister. Everybody can become the Prime Minister of India. We all have the eligibility. But do we have the ability? That's the question. So it's theoretical possibility, not practical. Then impossibility, we use can, the negative form of can. Asking for permission, then for making request, at both the times we can use can. Right? Very commonly, can I take this? But it's a bit of informal. Formal is may, or could is even more formal. Now could, we got the even more formal version. For permission, could. For request, could, and it is supposed to be very formal. When we don't know the person, we use could, so that we sound extraordinarily formal. For possibility, it is weakest possibility rather. Can, may is the strongest possibility, might is a little weaker, and could is the weakest possibility. It may rain, strong possibility. It might rain, weaker possibility. And it could rain, even weakest possibility. The even weaker possibility rather. I'm sorry. Possibility, we saw future. Ives Sindel could meet me next week. So we can, future possibility is also shown. And past ability. It's not just ability, it's past ability. I could swim 10 miles a day when I was 13. So it means it was a past ability. Now the next model, may, for permission and for possibility. It's also used for wishes. May God bless you. It's a wish. So three things or three reasons why how may can be used. Let's see the other part. Might is the past tense of may. I said it's a weaker possibility compared to may. It might rain. We would better phone tomorrow. They might be eating the dinner now. Right? Then ought to. It's an obligatory. You ought to finish by next week. It's an obligatory. That's right. This should be done. Shall. It's for offer. It's also for suggestion. And it's also for permission. Right? The examples are right in front of you on your screens. Then we come to the next word, should. Like we should solve this problem, and the possibility for future possibility rather. The fees should decrease next year. So it's a future possibility. And suggestion, you should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. For the suggestion, advice, should is used. Then will. When you have made up your mind, we use will. Then in case of offer, making an offer, will is used. Will you like to have some tea? It means you are offering a tea. And it's also used for promise. Don't worry, I will help you when time comes. It's a promise, right? Will is also used to express promise. The way will is used, you are already sure, okay, this sentence is either conveying a decision or making an offer or trying to make a promise. Then you go through the entire sentence, you get the exact mood of the speaker. Then what is the past tense of will? It's for request, it's for permission, and it's also used for invitation in interrogative fashion. So you see, a grid is built with the different modals that is used, and we get a common word modals out of it. So thank you for joining in. That will be all, folks. Goodbye, take care, and stay safe during this COVID times. Bye.